All right. Well, let's see. It's about almost 9:15, and sitting down here looking at the scans this morning, have already taken some trades. We had some nice opportunities on IINN, which is currently up 83%, and I'm about halfway to my daily goal. Daily goal is about 5,000, so I'm making my way there. $5,000, $1,000,000 a year. That's kind of what I aim for. That's sort of like at this point, that's adjusted for bear market, but that's what I'd like to finish this year with $1,000,000 in profit, and we'll see. We're halfway through the year. We'll see if I get there. Maybe we'll come in a little shy, but at the same time, if we end up rallying, once the market starts to rally, we can still be down, 20% off the highs. But when we start to stair step back up and we rally back up, from that point forward, we're going to have some really good opportunities. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but in any case, so market right now is kind of, hanging out above this 362 level. We're holding on there. Overall market, not too bad today. Sold off yesterday, but then curled back up. IINN is the one that I've traded the most. So some good opportunities so far. We'll see if we get some more. A reminder for those tuning in for the morning show on YouTube, in case you didn't already know, trading is risky and most beginner traders lose money. And furthermore, my results are not typical. So there's no guarantee you'll find success whether you trade on your own or you trade with me. So I encourage you just to approach this very cautiously, take it slow, and don't overstay your welcome. So in this market, it's get in, get green, get out. It's very easy to overstay your welcome, to end up going red versus commissions, certainly if you're with a commission broker like I am. So I encourage you to take it slow. For those of you guys that want to keep learning, we'll post the link. I was out sick yesterday. I'm obviously not better, but I am here today. But since I wasn't here yesterday, I was going to remind everyone yesterday that our 4th of July sales were ending yesterday. So I asked my team to extend the sale just through today to give folks that are here on YouTube a chance to join us if you'd like. All right, so we are extending it here, and this will just be for really last call for those of you guys on YouTube that didn't already know we were running the sale. And it's on both the Warrior Pro and the Warrior Starter. So you could join the Warrior Starter for $598 versus the $997 normal price, save 40%. And that'll give you access to the starter class, and then you can be in the chat room and listening to my broadcast and everything else. Or you can do the Warrior Pro, whatever you'd like. All right, so not for everybody, obviously, but for those that want to learn my strategy and trade side by side with me. Okay, so let's see. Hey, good morning, Manoli. So he's looking at EOSE. I looked at that one. It's nice, breaking out there, pulling away. Float's a little higher, 51 million shares, but it's probably a little bit more of a grinder. It's an energy stock. IINN at the top of the scan, pre-market high is 243, and we've got 200 moving average at about 261, and now we've pulled back about 20 cents off that level. So it's not in a perfect position for a trade at this moment. I hope maybe it'll bounce back, get back up a little bit, but we'll just have to see. All right, so yeah, so that one is a little bit of a maybe right now. It's forming a 5-minute pullback. I mean, if you look at this level of 21, this was our previous resistance, right? Or it was resistance. Now it's come back down. Is it showing as support? The low is 21. Maybe. But it certainly is trading pretty thickly. It seems like much more than a 5 million share float. And so I would sort of attribute that to some type of algorithmic trading. Or I might even wonder if some institutional trader has been tasked with selling a ton of shares, because I'm trying to understand why there are so many big sell orders. I don't look at that as bag holders. Bag holders, you can't I mean, you could have orders that you put out, to sell, but you'd have to actually be getting up and, putting that order out there. And the way these orders are moving around, how quickly they're moving around, that doesn't seem like retail traders placing those orders. It seems more like sort of like an algo or something like that, institutional traders maybe. But I'm a little unsure about this price action. So we've got 10 minutes to the open. The high on that candle's 32. Like I said, it is a 5-minute pullback, retest of 21, which could have been a nice dip, I suppose. You'd be up 10 cents now off of 21. But is it going to be able to get back to the highs? And with the 200 moving average being right there, I'm not sure if it will. I think it'll probably pop up a bit, but I just don't know how high it's going to go. I mean, it might only pop up like 5 cents. So, I think from a perspective on day trading, we look for volatility. We want to be aggressive when we see opportunities, but we also don't want to overstay our welcome. So I've gotten myself halfway to the goal today in a pretty cold market, all things considered. I may want to just call it a day at that. But, if this didn't have the 200 moving average there, I'd be more interested. But it's got that resistance. So let's see. KZIA, a little further down the gap scan, for 13 million, 14 million share float, priced at 475, popped up here to a high of 529 and then pulled back a bit. Works is a bit cheaper. But if it broke over $1, you could get that squeeze, when they get over $1, $1.05, $1.15, halt, move higher. But $1.18 is the 200 moving average, so that's kind of close. So hopefully some of you guys were able to tune in or at least watch my Q&A session that I did on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, let's see. I can open up my Thinkorswim account here for a second. So I should 261 is the 200 on Thinkorswim. So two are providing the same number. I think that's trustworthy. So I think 261 is our 200 moving average. So if you see 199, I think that either, I don't know, your market data is wrong, or you've got to check your, just check the settings on your 200. So we'll see what the market does in this area. I would say we would need to break over 393 to be stair-stepping back up. This is a step down right here, but it could just, step lower. Sometimes when you're stair-stepping down, you might pause here for a moment and then go lower. So obviously there's a lot of recession concerns, and considering the technical definition of a recession is 2 consecutive quarters with declining GDP. We may already be in a recession. We're waiting on Q2 data to come out, so it's very possible we are. But it's as you've heard, I'm sure, people talk about, it's an unusual recession because unemployment is very, very low. And really, it's a manufactured recession. The recession has been manufactured by the Fed, and they've done it to slow down inflation. And part of me is like, I don't know. I mean, like, okay, so inflation is high, but that's because we have a strong economy. There's a lot of demand. People are making money. They're working, so they can buy stuff and pay more for it. If people are paying more for it, then won't the supply chain naturally pick up to sell more of something at that higher price? I mean, I don't know, but it's like the housing thing. It's just going to take years before houses get built to create more supply to then bring the prices maybe down a little bit. So instead, it seems like the Fed is thinking maybe a recession's a good idea. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but we'll see what happens. So, right now, that's kind of, I guess, waiting on some of the data from Q2 and waiting to see what the Fed does moving forward and what recession or what inflation numbers look like will be big kind of signs for what's going to happen the rest of this year in the market. So we've got about 4 minutes to the opening bell, and IINN still interesting. And for what it's worth, whether we go into a recession or not, I think that this recession will be very different from the one that we had in 2008, 2009. And I think for traders, as soon as we start to rally off the low, we're going to see some really good opportunities to the long side. So I'm not really worried about it. I've been trading in a bear market now for the last 6 months, and I've been making money. So I'll make money whether the markets are red or green. That's something that I'm really happy about as a trader, that ability. Yeah, I'll make more when the market's really strong because I'm a long biased trader, but and small caps are more volatile when the market's really strong. But it's fine. We have ups and downs, and I'm along for the ride on it. This is a good time to learn, though, because if you're learning in a cold market, you could trade in a simulator, you could prove profitability in this market, then you're setting yourself up really well for when things start to heat up. So I would encourage you to stick with it. Keep practicing in the simulator. All right, so Warrior Starter, Warrior Pro members, we're going to keep trading here at the open. We'll keep looking for opportunities. Halfway to the daily goal for me with pretty good accuracy today on IINN. Winners have been nice. Losers have been very small. So I can work with this, and we'll see if I can make my way up to 35, 4,500, 5,000 before I call it a day. But we'll see what IINN wants to do. And then we'll just watch the scanner to see if anything pops up and gives us a surprise. Reminder, as always, for those tuning in for the morning show, appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you hitting the thumbs up. And I want to remind you, as always, that trading is risky and that my results are not typical. So please take it slow, manage your risk, trade in a simulator, and we'll see you tomorrow. If you didn't already check out the QA session that I did on Saturday, I'll put the link, the video right up here. You can check out that QA session.